I'm Merrick Tomato.
And I'm a Mary Sue. I'm Gio.
Last week's episode was not a fun experience.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Fucking terrible. Horrible mass murderings and just dumb as fuck plot. I want fucking Morgan J. Freeman on a white cloth so I can murder him with the Mindbreaker.
Hopefully today's offering will be at least watchable.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, bam.
Boom.
Here's the wheel. Let's see what we got.
Spin a wheel of movies. What the?
Tales from the Dark Side, the movie?
Yeah!
Oh no.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is something I put on the wheel.
That's why I'm afraid.
Oh, don't worry. It's not gonna be that bad. This will actually be pretty enjoyable. You know who's in this one?
No.
Buscemi.
Oh no.
It's just bad enough for us to enjoy, but it's also just good enough to not, want us to kill ourselves.
Well, it's a 1990. Good.
Yep.
That bodes well.
Mm-hmm.
6 out of 2. No, 6.2 out of 10.
Yeah.
A young boy tells 3 stories of horror to distract a witch who plans to eat him.
Yep. With
Debbie Harry.
Mm-hmm.
That's Blondie.
Yep. There's a lot of actors in this because
Matthew
it's
Lawrence,
based on the anthology series.
Christian
Tales from
Slater, Steve Buscemi, Donald Van Horn,
Tales from the Dark Side, I mean. Because there was the show, and they made the movie based on it. It was basically like Twilight Zone and Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
Okay, well, let's watch this.
It's gonna be fun. We're in for a little ghost stories before bedtime.
Stephen King, originator of Pet Sematary. Arthur Conan Doyle, author of Sherlock Holmes. Michael McDowell, creator of Beetlejuice. George Romero, director of Night of the Living Dead. Now, these 4 masters of everlasting horror bring to the screen 4 tales of overwhelming terror.
I warned them, but they wouldn't listen.
Tales of diabolical fate.
You promised you'd never tell!
Tales of ghastly revenge.
Grow, O light. Rise, O light. Come forth, O light. Open his eyes.
Tales of ruthless evil.
That cat has killed 3 people in this household.
I don't believe this.
Kill it, bury it, and bring me its tail.
Tales from the dark side.
Well, that just about takes care of that, doesn't it?
Come, live the nightmare of your choice. Tales from the Dark Side. The movie.
Oh, this is actually a pretty good movie, all things considered.
I'm glad you enjoyed this. This was fun.
I mean, I've definitely seen worse.
Very nice. Honestly, this was one of the better movies that I've seen based off of an anthology series. I mean, honestly, I like
if
this.
you haven't seen this before, best way I can recommend it is think about what's that movie called?
The Twilight Zone movie?
No, Tales from the it's Creep Show, but good.
Okay, but the Tales from the Dark Side is basically for a more mature audience than Tales from the Crypt Keeper. And this basically shines through as a very as a semi-mature movie.
Yeah.
It's got nipples and blood and
Not
stuff.
really, no nipples.
No, it's got nips.
Where? I didn't notice.
In the sex scene in the Gargoyles story.
I didn't see them.
The girl's got nips.
Okay. Well, I'm sure obviously she obviously does, but everyone does.
It shows her nipples.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's tasteful though. It's not like full on gratuitous nudity, you know? It's very tasteful. And honestly, these stories are really good. I love these stories. Some of them are even kind of sad. You know? And the main one that we have, though, is a little boy.
Little boy.
Yes. His name is...
Timmy.
His name's Timmy.
No, his brother's name is Timmy.
Was it?
Does his name matter?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure his name is Timmy. We'll call him Timmy, though. So, Timmy's basically... in this woman's house. The whole beginning, like the whole opening credits scene, it's just showing this woman driving back to her house with like groceries. And she gets in her house, she calls her friend on the phone, inviting her other friends over for a dinner party. And she puts the groceries on the table and opens up this like secret door. And it leads to a cell where little Timmy is being held by a chain attached to a wall, being like awaiting being turned into dinner.
Yeah.
And she's trying to like calculate like how much time before everybody arrives and stuff. Ooh, I haven't even began, prepping the stuffing and anything, and I still have to eviscerate you.
The evisceration will take an hour at least.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll have to be in the oven by say, 1:30? It's like something like 12 o'clock then, or like 11:30, something like that. But it's like you gotta be in the oven by like 11, and by like 1:30. So it's like she's got this book. It's like a big black book. It's called Tales from the Dark Side.
Yep.
It's got like a little blue back. It looks like the box cover for fucking Ultima the Black Gate.
Yes.
It's
like one of the Ghost Rider comics I bought today.
Yeah, like the last Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider issue 40 of the 90s run of Ghost Rider.
Yeah, it's like, how much more black could this book be?
And the answer is none more black.
So like, I guess we might as well like kill some time. Hey kid, read me some stories from that book over there. Like, this is my some of my favorite stories are in that book over there. It's like, oh, okay, I got this really good one for you. And it starts us off with Steve Buscemi.
Yep.
In a college.
Yep.
And he's basically got Christian Slater with him. Mm-hmm. And the two of them are buddies. And Buscemi basically has a mummy in his house.
Yeah.
In a sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's blamed for stealing a fetish. I forget exactly what kind of fetish it was.
It's some kind of some kind of like tribal doohickey.
Yeah, I think it was like an African, like South African, whatever the hell fetish. Yeah, but anyways, it gets stolen and he's blamed for it.
Yeah,
and it was from an anonymous tip, basically blaming him for the stolen fetish.
A false one.
Yeah, he's got the he's got the sarcophagus though, and he's opening it up with Christian Slater and his friend. I forget what his friend's name is.
Only none of their names matter in this one.
Kind of a little bit.
Not really,
but
they're not memorable.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, they end up opening up the taking off the bandages from the mummy, and kind of doing a little bit of an
3,000 years of dry rot.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're going through it, and it's like, they used to stuff the body with dead flowers, and spices, and they used to grab the brain from the nose cavity and yank it out, and basically just describing the mummification process, and you just know this mummy's coming to life. You just you take one look at this thing and it's like, yeah, that's a guy in a fucking suit.
Frankly, it would be stranger if the mummy in a horror movie didn't come to life.
Oh yeah, it was just there.
Yeah.
Like Chekhov's gun.
But it's a mummy.
Yeah, exactly. Chekhov's mummy. I think at that point it would be like... I don't know, I don't think they made Russian mummies. It'd be Chekhov's AK. No, it'd be Chekhov's tomb. Where the dead Russian guy's gonna come out of it. Oh, it's gonna be Ivan Kliventovich from Hellboy.
Yes.
Say hi, Ivan. He says this way. Put me down, red monkey.
So this story is not the most interesting.
Yeah. But it's fine. It serves its purpose. It opens us up pretty well. It gets us prepared mostly for like what kind of brutal gore we're in for.
Yeah. So the mummy comes alive and starts taking...
They are the mummy.
From 6045 BC. And he takes a brain out of the guy who is neither Christian Slater nor Steve Buscemi.
Mm-hmm.
And we also find out that the girl is the one who framed what's his name.
Yeah, her name's Susan.
Yeah. Susan framed Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Susan ends up being the one that stole the fetish, and she's keeping it in like a book in her dresser, and she's taking it with her every now and again. But I don't know exactly what the purpose of this fetish was.
Oh, the purpose of it is irrelevant. The purpose of it is because he seemed to be first in line to get the job.
Okay.
It's a bit like American Psycho 2, unfortunately. And... Fuck. And she sabotaged his chances so her brother would get the job.
Okay, I'm hoping that's the only time you're ever gonna backtrack and, like, reference it. And, like, compare anything to American Psycho 2.
You could see it caused me physical pain to reference it. You saw that, right?
Yeah, and that's why I laughed. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I wanna say, I don't understand the purpose of this fetish. Explains a lot of what I think about the internet.
Yep. Yep, indeed.
That term alone.
Ooh, yes. So...
this mummy ends up getting summoned by Steve Buscemi back to life by saying these incantations. He's like arise, O light, like something, O light, just like a bunch of like O light in darkness, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and basically open his eyes, and then the mummy comes back to life,
as you do.
Mm-hmm. And it goes after the blonde guy, Susan's boyfriend. And it ends up hiding around the corner from him, and it's just straightening out a wire hanger. And it's getting it all like bent and like hooked and everything, and you already know what's gonna fucking happen next.
Indeed.
Like, the blonde guy comes around the corner, this mummy just grabs him by the fucking throat, puts him up against the wall, and he's begging for his life. He's begging and pleading. And he's just like, no! No! And he just gets the wire hanger just jammed in his fucking nose. And like just blood spraying out. It just like you're hearing yanking and like gurgling noises.
You know why you hear these things?
Because he's dying.
No, because it's a thankless job.
Oh my god, you're loving those Repo references.
I love Repo. It's a great film.
I know, but like, oh my god. I was gonna make a reference.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to right now.
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
I removed his brain!
You can't make that reference.
Oh yeah?
You know why?
Why?
You can't even remember what it's a reference to.
Still, I remember the exact voice. I'm pretty sure it was fucking the Doc from Back to the Future that says it. Doc Brown.
Why would you say it?
I'm pretty sure that actor has said it. I don't know exactly what movie it was in, though, but like I remember his voice for some reason.
Was it Hulk Smish?
I remove his brain.
But did Hulk smish?
No, Hulk did not smish.
Yeah.
Sadly. Hulk did not smish. He gets his brain removed.
Yep.
And then shoved in a bowl with fruits in it. And Susan comes back home. and sees him dead on the floor with his brain in a fucking next to some apples.
And I think she takes it like too well.
Yeah, she does.
Like, oh, he's dead. How can I use this to my advantage?
Mm-hmm. And when they actually Buscemi and Slater are like chilling out in the house and like talking to Susan.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're shooting the shit about what might have happened to the zombie. What might have happened to the mummy. Mm-hmm. Mummies are just Egyptian zombies.
Depends which one you're using, which mummy you're talking about. This
one is a magic-based Egyptian zombie.
Yeah. Like,
that's just all it is.
Just because I'd put, like, Imhotep much higher than Egyptian zombie. That's the thing.
No, that's for damn sure. He's like an undead cultist priest.
He's a lich.
Yeah, for real. He's an Egyptian lich.
Egypt lich.
Egypt lich.
He's lich Egyptian. So, it's revealed that Steve Buscemi is using the mummy to kill off the people who he knows are responsible for him not getting the job. Mm-hmm. And he does kill almost all of them. He's done a better job of this than Mila Kunis. Yeah. He's actually exacting his revenge quite well. Christian Slater finds out, ties him to a chair, and dismembers the mummy. Yeah, with a fucking turkey. With an electric knife. Yeah, like one of those little Thanksgiving turkey shavers. Yeah, it's not just for turkeys. It's not a tumor. I've only ever seen those things in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Where, he's carving the turkey with it. Annie Wilkes uses one to cut off what's his name's foot in Misery. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's the only time I've seen it, but ever used on food, I've only ever seen it used on turkeys. Because Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. Frankfurter uses one on Meatloaf. On Meatloaf? When they're the singer? Or Meatloaf, the food Meatloaf? Yes. Okay. Moving on. So before Slater and Buscemi are chopping up this mummy. No, Slater's chopping up the mummy. Buscemi's tied to a chair. Yeah, but before that, Susan ends up getting harassed by the mummy herself. Yeah, she shoots it and does nothing. No, not even. She doesn't even shoot it. She grabs a pair of scissors and stabs the thing in the heart, which does nothing because he's a dust boy. He's made of dust. Yeah. And, of course, this fucking mummy gets her also. Mm-hmm. Fucking wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, exactly. So, Slater ends up getting its leg cut off. He rips off some of its fingers, tears off a whole arm. Mm. When he tears off the whole arm, actually, because he pulled off some of his fingers, he just rips it off. He holds it up and he's staring at it, and it's just pointing its hand in his face, and it's missing. Yeah, exactly. It's missing his pinky and it's his ring finger and his index. So it's just fucking holding up the thumb in the middle. It's telling him to go fuck himself. It's So Buscemi manages to talk after the mummy's destroyed. It's okay, mm-hmm. Look, the scroll's not useful anymore. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the only mummy it worked on. Yeah. And killing me won't bring your best friend and your girl and your sister back. So yeah, you want to just take it and leave. And Slater's okay, fine, lets him go. And so he's driving away, and he has the scroll because he tricked him into thinking some Alexandrian pictogram porn. Yeah, was the scroll, and so he reads from the scroll. He's laughing about it to the driver, who's this weird, well, he's a heavy metal man driving this taxi with chains and shit in the back, and Buscemi's just cracking up, and he's some poor saps don't know the difference, and he's just cracking up. He's laughing. He gets away scot-free. Meanwhile, Slater's in his house, looking at this fucking and then he gets attacked by his sister and best friend Susan when there's zombies. They're zombies now. Well, mummies. No, they're not mummified, so they're not mummies. Well, the reason they came back to life is because the mummy mummified them. No, that's not the reason. The reason they came back to life is that he read from the scroll. Yeah.
But like it brings back
the
mummies.
Dead. No, it just brings back the dead
In general?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're zombies.
He's got a page of the Necronomicon, basically.
Okay. Right through then. He pulls the switcheroo, two zombie mummies come show up at his
I call it pulling a Pluskin.
Yep. And that's the end of the first story.
Story 1.
we flash back for like 2 seconds to the woman like sharpening knives or like holding up like little nails in front of the camera, and she's just like, "Oh, that movie, that was a good that was a good story. I enjoyed that one." And like, I love how every time it flashes to her, and anytime she's saying anything, she's pure deadpan. Like just says them like most like nonplussed way possible. Just like, "Oh, that was fun. Oh, that was a scary one." Like, just so bland.
The next story
this was exciting.
Is
the next one was killing the cat.
Yeah, the next story is definitely the weakest.
I still enjoy this one.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying out of the 3 in the movie, this is the weakest.
I'd still say... No, I'd say this is like the second favorite for me, actually.
What's the third favorite for you?
Third favorite, I honestly say The Mummy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for me, The Mummy's the weakest one. Yeah. Even though it's got Buscemi and Slater in it, it's still the weakest one for me. I like the third one
the most. Get the third one.
I did. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it when I watched it first. Like it was touching. It was touching, and that's why I like that one the most mainly. Also because it's like it's got a really horrific changing sequence.
Yes,
but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the second one, it's this old guy, fucking this Ollivander looking fucker. And he's basically hired this hitman to come into his house.
Agent 47.
Yeah. He's not exactly Agent 47, but he's got the same kind of stuff.
He looks a bit like Tommy Lee Jones, actually.
He's like a chubbier Tommy Lee Jones. But, yeah, he ends up showing up into this, like, mansion. And there's this old dude in a wheelchair who looks like Ollivander.
And he's like, okay, your job is to kill a cat.
It's like, yes, your target is right behind you, and he turns around and there's a black cat, and it ends up like running away. He pulls a switchblade like the second he turns around, and the cat's gone basically. And he's like, "Are you serious? You hired me to kill a cat? It's like you gave me $5,000 to kill a cat, and there'll be 5,000 more."
Why are you complaining? It's $5,000, idiot.
Yeah, exactly. And there'll be 5,000 more once you've killed the vile creature. And like you're wondering at first, like, why the fuck does he want him to kill a cat? And they start to explain why. And it appears that he once lived in that house with 3 other people. Mm-hmm. One of which was his hired help, this guy named Emmett, who I think is the old guy from A Clockwork Orange, the writer dude. Mm-hmm. I think it's the same guy that plays him, but he looks like him. He looks just like him. His the old guy's sister Amanda, and her friend Caroline.
Yeah.
And these 4 old fogies lived in this house, you know, just being bitter and fucking drinking wine and smoking and fucking waiting for death, I assume. Being rich, pompous bastards. And until one day, Emmett was like sitting outside on this porch and sees this black cat walk up. And he shoos the thing away and starts throwing things and doesn't allow the thing anywhere near the house. Until one day it shows up again and Amanda takes it in. And, like, of course, this is not a wise decision. But Amanda and Caroline are like, "Oh, it's such a wonderful little kitty. Oh, we shall keep it and we will give it milk and it shall be our pet. What a wonderful little,
Yeah, and then it trips onto them down the stairs.
Yes. Oh, what a wonderful little...
And then then it, like, staples itself to the other one's face and smothers her.
Yeah.
And then it attacks the driver while he's driving the cat to a vet to be locked up or something.
Yeah, and it suffocates Caroline in her sleep, basically. It, like, just attaches to her fucking face and just, like, suffocates it with its body.
like suffocates her, like blocks her mouth and nose with its body, and ends up killing her. Of course, all of these killings were ruled out as accidents. You know, of course. Like in typical horror movie fashion. You know, nobody wants to believe that this fucking cat was the cause of it. Mm. But, yeah, so he basically explains this whole story to him. And the old man is like, oh, you know why we have all of this money. You know who I am, correct? And it's like, yeah, you're the Drogon from like Drogon Pharmaceuticals. You
and apparently they tested it on they killed 5,000 cats testing it, which is why the cat's been sent to kill him.
Yeah, this cat is his karma.
Yes.
So this cat's karmic retribution is because of this drug basically being like a mild hallucinogen and causes like problems in people, but like sustains like older folks, keeps them alive. That's why he has to take pills every so often, so he can actually stay alive. But yeah, he basically says, "Oh, yes, I'll be going into town for a while. I'll leave you here for the night, and when I return, hopefully the beast shall be killed. Once you kill it, take its tail, and as proof of the kill, and I shall burn it in my fireplace. Good day, sir."
So he
fucks off.
There's nothing worth eating or drinking in the house.
Yeah, he tells him there will be everything he could possibly want. When in reality, there's like an egg.
Yeah.
Cheap booze.
So he, tries to kill the cat, and every single attempt fails. He can't shoot the cat with his high-tech Terminator pistol. It just goes through the cat. And then the cat attacks him and shoves itself down his throat.
Yep.
Which is, it lost me here. It's like that's just stupid.
Hey, it's able to latch onto you. It's able to like fit its little snout into your mouth. Mm. And then just the whole rest of it is just lodging itself in deeper and deeper. And yeah, it kills him.
Obviously.
It jams itself down his
Still don't make face. Any sense.
Yeah, exactly. And then hides in its chest cavity.
And then a bursts out of his chest and attacks
at midnight.
The old guy.
Yeah, the second the old guy gets back, he sees the hitman dead on the floor.
Yep.
And the clock strikes 12. And the cat starts to burrow its way back up. Mm-hmm. Pops out of its mouth. He is dead, and he is spraying blood fucking everywhere. This is not a movie for the faint of heart, guys.
Or children.
Yeah, but it's entertaining. Honestly, most of our audience
are adults.
Yeah, exactly. That has seen some of these movies. You guys might actually enjoy this because it's actually pretty frightening. It fucking got me. It got me going, man. It freaked me out.
Movies don't scare me.
That's a creepy image, though. Come on. A fucking cat jamming itself down somebody's face and being, just caked in blood. And then, pulling itself and, dragging itself out of somebody's fucking chest.
It's a movie.
Yeah. But still, it's a horrifying image to think of. Mm. Anyway. So, it burrows its way back out. And then jumps onto the old guy's wheelchair. And basically makes him drop his pills. And he has a heart attack. Which, you know what? I am not fucking surprised. Because if I was in this guy's position, I'd fucking have a heart attack too.
Yeah.
If I saw that shit, I'd give up. My heart would be like, nope, fuck this shit. He just straight dies. And that's the end of that story. And then it flashes back to the woman and she's like, my goodness, that was scary.
Then they have another story.
Yeah, and this is the last
where
one.
a guy, there's a failing artist whose agent drops him, and after a night of drinking, he goes out
Yeah, dude named Preston.
The bartender gets killed by a gargoyle.
Yep. He gets his hand and his head, just ripped off. And before, once he gets his hand ripped off, he's just, bleeding out. He's just looking at Preston, and he's like, "Help me! Help me!" And then just gets his head slapped off. Okay, this movie, I love it because it's just so campy, and, it's... If it wasn't as gory as it was, you'd think it would be playing it for laughs.
Yeah.
With how over the top this acting is. It's just it's so ridiculous. But I love it. It's funny. It's cheesy horror movie fun. I really enjoy this. I can't stress enough how much of a good one this is. This movie actually was, I heard about this from Let's Player, this guy named Vash12349.
Yep.
If you guys want, check out his stuff. He does a lot of really cool Let's Plays.
Yeah, we still have another fucking story to get through before we start doing the closing statement.
Yeah, I know, still, I just wanted to get that out there.
Okay.
Dude, you're awesome. If you're watching this, you're really cool. I've been watching your shit forever. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. So... gets his head slapped off. This gargoyle gets in his fucking face, into Preston's face, and straight up tells him, "You will not tell anyone what I look like.
You will not tell anyone that I fucking exist. You will not tell anyone what I did.
Yep.
And I'll let you live. Deal? Deal."
You will not tell, but he stresses, for the entire rest of your life, you will take this to your grave, basically. You tell anyone, you are dead. And he's like, okay. Agrees, because what else are you gonna do, right?
Right.
This gargoyle looks terrifying. It looks like...
It's the thing on the cover, and it's probably the best effect in the film.
Uh-huh. I have to agree with that.
Okay, one of the best effects in the film, but is related to the other best effect in the film.
Yeah, it's part of the next part of that. But, yeah, He looks like a giant gargoyle, like a giant gremlin with wings. And when I say gremlin, I mean
if you've seen Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
The Bat Gremlin.
Yeah, he looks like that but overgrown. And yeah, it flies away. And he's freaking out. So he goes, of course, to the corner to try to get a taxi, get the fuck out of there. And everybody's like, "Yo, what the hell happened? Where the hell's the bartender?" He's not telling anybody. Until he runs into this black girl named Caroline. And, wait, actually, wow, the old lady's name was also Caroline.
Well, yeah.
They reuse the name. What do you know? Anyways, but, yeah, so he runs into her. And... yeah, she's like, "Hey, you seem freaked out. What's going on?" It's like, "Oh, nothing. I gotta get home, And she's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta try to get to my friend's place and stuff." So she's trying to call a taxi, but having no luck. So she ends up just bunking at his place.
Yep.
And they end up having sex. He ends up actually calling the police. He calls 911 the second he gets into his apartment. And it's like, 911, what's your emergency? He's not saying anything. He's
obviously, because would you?
Honestly, no. Because who the fuck is going to believe, "Oh, I saw a gargoyle"? It's like...
I saw a gurgle.
I saw a gurgle, and it hit a man's head off, and bad guy kicked me in the shin.
And I peed
all over my pants.
It's nothing little music can't help.
So the cop on the other end just "You're a joke. your whole family's jokes. Your mom's joke. I hope you burn in hell, you joke."
He does not say this.
No, but he does the whole New York accent and everything. Just I love the way that they say joke.
Yeah.
I should start calling more people jokes.
Joke.
You're a joke.
You mook.
You mook. Fucking mooks.
Fucking mook.
Mook. Mike, you know who you are, fucking mook.
She gets him an art gig, because with a friend of hers.
Yeah, they have sex. She ends up telling him about the art gallery.
And then they have sex. She's pregnant. Time jump. They have kids. Mm-hmm. He's a really successful artist. Time jump again. It's 10 years later.
They're talking about moving to the country with the kids and getting away from all the craziness.
And all through, he's been drawing and painting pictures of the gargoyle.
Yeah, mostly with a black piece of paper with chalk. Which I was just like, oh, it's an odd little convenience, you know? Just like the fact that he's an artist and he uses black paper with white chalk, and he ends up meeting this black girl when he himself is a white man, and then they get together and stuff. It's a nice touch. Anyways, so they end up talking about moving to the country, and they's just like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. I just can't do this. He finally just breaks down. And he shows her this statue he made of the gargoyle. Yeah. And he tells her, like, the night I met you, I saw this gargoyle come down and kill the bartender.
And so, well, he's done fucked up.
She starts crying, and at first you're like, wait, what? And he's all freaked out and everything. He's like, why are you crying? Like, what's going on? It's
you
fine.
Idiot! You promised, and then she was the gargoyle.
Yep. The kids hear her crying and everything.
And they're also gargoyles.
Yep.
And we get one of the best effects in the movie where the gargoyle rips out of her.
Yeah, she just starts to mutate like a fucking the Thing.
Yeah.
It's the best. It is the greatest looking practical effect in the movie. And oh my god, it's just so gory and visceral.
Yep.
It puts a knot in my stomach just thinking about actually transforming that way.
Then the gargoyle kills him.
Yeah.
And flies off.
The first thing that she gets ripped out of her skin is the claws from the arms. Yeah. And I was just like, oh fuck, she's turning into Baraka. Like Mortal Kombat's Baraka?
Yes, with the eye lasers and the fighting Wolverine.
Oh, shut up. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. It's not fair. But yeah, she's starts to rip and mutate and stuff. And the little kids run in and they're gargoyles too.
And so she kills him.
He sees this, he's like, no, it can't be.
She kills him, they fly off, and we see the statue, which you saw at the beginning of the story. But it has the two little gargoyles too. And then it's with the witch again.
Yeah, but right at the end though, you want to tell the little part that the guy says when he gets out of the building?
What?
They crash through the skylight of the house.
Yeah.
And one guy that's on the street is just like, what the fuck was that? And he's just like, I don't even want to know. And he just gets in a taxi and leaves.
I was like, smart.
Fucking jets.
It's like, what was that? I don't care. I'm leaving.
I don't give a fuck. Screw this. Let's
really
go.
Know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. So it's with the kid again, and he essentially, you've seen Hansel and Gretel. He tricks her into the oven.
Yeah, she's like, escapes. Well, that was it. It's
but you have to die now.
But he's like, wait, there's one more story. It's the best one of all of them. And it's like, oh, you should have told me that one before you told me the second best one. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you should. Well, there's not enough time anymore. Time to get in the oven. It's like, but wait. She gets into the cage with the kid, and he's like, you see this boy Timmy? He starts telling the story of how he ended up in the cage. It's like this kid Timmy, he had a brother who had a paper route, and he ends up taking over the paper route one day, and he goes to this lady's house.
This is your story, and you already know how it ends. So just
exactly, feeding him cookies until he got fat, so she would be able to.
So there'd be more eating on him.
Yeah, exactly.
And that goes on.
Yeah.
It's like, this is your story. We all already know how it ends. So let's just get this over with.
Mm-hmm. But she's like,
he impales her on the needles.
It has a happy ending.
He impales her on the needles, gets her into the oven, and then eats cookies, and the movie's over.
But the best part is the fact that he's like, wait though, this story has a happy ending, and she's like, that's not true. There's no happy endings in any of these stories. Merrick's like, that's bullshit. Buscemi escapes in the first one.
That's a happy ending to me. Which, okay, I'll agree with you on that. I'll give you that one, Mary.
So, what did you think about this movie? Aside from it was great,
I immensely recommend this.
I don't know if I liked this movie. Like if I because I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
let me explain.
Yeah.
I don't know if the movie itself was good or the last things we actually got on the wheel were American Psycho 2 and Ator the Fighting Eagle.
Oh yeah? You think it's because of by comparison, this one is just default better?
It's possible. I'm just saying it's possible that maybe skewing my opinion of it.
Well, honestly, I wasn't watching a whole lot of great movies around the time that I watched this. I watched this on a road trip to, I think it was Toronto or Ottawa, something like that. But I was watching this on a road trip, and you know what? It served my purposes pretty damn well. I had the good times with it.
Yes.
But I'm with you on that one though. Like in comparison to the other crap we've had in the past,
it's Citizen fucking Kane compared to some of that shit.
Oh, for real. You're not even. You're no question on that one. It's a good little horror flick. If you got the time, sit down, watch them for yourself. Honestly, I feel bad for kind of going into spoilers with this, because you know what? Watching this the first time, not all of the things can be called, especially not the cat crawling down a man's throat.
I did half call her being the gargoyle though. As, hey, that would be really stupid.
Yeah, I called it. I called it also first time I watched it.
But I called it in...
But it was still touching.
True, but I called it in a I really hope it isn't this kind of way.
Yeah, but it was still touching, and it was sad because she was genuinely depressed because she's like, I loved you, and you went and you fucked it all up, you know, because of him telling her the secret. After he made a promise not to, he screws up everything. If he would have just stayed silent and held his peace with it, you know, kept it to his grave, she would have stayed in that form forever.
Yeah.
And no matter if he'd have died first or she'd have died first, you know, she'd have stayed that way.
Yeah.
You know, even if she would have died first, which honestly she wouldn't have. She's a gargoyle. Unless she'd have died first, you know, there'd be no way. I think even if she died first,
it would be really sad if he outlived her though.
Yeah.
Or she outlived him. Either way, it would be sad.
Yeah, I know. That would have been a nice, touching ending. If it would have ended with him staying alive till he's old and gray, and then her end up passing away, and then he's like, "Oh, since she's finally dead, I want to tell."
Yeah,
you, my friend, this story.
But the kids.
Yeah, and then the second he tells his friend the story, she comes back to life as the gargoyle, and his kids change, and then kills him. That would be even sadder, I think.
Yeah.
But also that would seriously be a curveball right out of left field. I would not be able to guess that kind of thing. It would be a little more obscure to kind of just assume, you know. But it was still a sad and touching love story, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One of the better person meets monster falls in love kind of tales, you know.
It was a little bit dating simmy in that respect.
Kind of a little. But
like that one where you date eldritch horrors.
Sun Cthulhu.
Yeah. So we're running fucking long here. What do you give this movie?
For a good movie?
Yeah,
we are running pretty long with this. But it's
three. It's essentially 3 stories. So
yeah, I'm okay because honestly, I'm riding the high, the happiness, you know, that I'm getting from this one, especially because the last ones were dirt. So you know what? I'm gonna rate it right now. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a total of 3 cats crawling out of throats.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 5 cookies.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give it 3 cats crawling out through.
I'm gonna give it 7 gargoyles.
7 gargoyles?
Yes.
Okay. Just 7 gargoyles?
Out of the usual, what you'd expect it to be out
of. out of 10 joiks.
Anyway, I've been Merrick D'Amato.
And I've been a needle in a witch's back.
And we'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.